Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out the latest from 10 Tons, the people who brought you the Sparkle Trilogy, Baseball Riot, Tennis to the Face, the Crimson Land remake, Neon Chrome, Azken. Jesus, they've done a lot of games for this platform, but this one is Xenoraid. This is another original property, and I mean original as in they've done it completely from scratch and they haven't really aped any other particular game, which is... It's always neat to see people who work on good conversions of games like, say, Zuma or Ballistic, whatever the bloody hell it's called, and stuff like that, branch out into their own original stuff. So, we have just some regular options here. We have Fighter Tilting. I'll explain what that is shortly. You can see that I've played for about 2 hours here. I've made it through 2 of the game's campaigns, but chances are I'm not going to make it through the 3rd in time for a decent video, so... We'll just go with what I've got unlocked right now. You can come and see the trophies, and they're all pretty simple. There you go. And of course, you can view the credits. There's 2 main modes. There's the campaign mode and the survival mode. The survival mode goes on forever on one single stage, and you have a limited amount of credits to buy what you want. You'll know what that means shortly. And of course, you've got the regular campaign. The regular campaign has 5 main battles in it. There is a story. The story is, we're screwed. There's aliens coming to kill us. We must kill them. That's pretty much it. Little neat thing here that I noticed. Look up in the top right. It tells you the date and the time that all these battles are taking place in. But if you go back to the main menu option, it states the current date and time. Also note that I'm recording this video at least a month in advance. Yeah, that's a bit odd. But anyway... We'll go hop into the Moon campaign and we'll be able to see what the story looks like, which is, in all honesty, not that impressive. Notably, the commanders and the robot figures and stuff all have unique graphics here, but when you go to, like, the fighter bay to check out your actual ships, they're just generic portraits. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with that there, but, oh well, they're doing it. So, this is what your fighter bay looks like to begin with. You have individual ships, and they all have individual upgrades, and you've got a limited amount of credits to spend on those. You can also sell ships, which is exactly what I'm going to do, because, trust me, having 3 of these these laser-firing ships is completely worthless. You can come and buy any sort of craft you want from here, which is nice, because you need to be able to build your fleet up basically how you want it. And I think I'll take along 2 of the basic ships from here. And here we go. So I've got 4 completely different ships here, so you'll be able to see how 4 different ships work. I'm not going to buy any upgrades for them right now, because I want to go to the tech lab. The tech lab has a bunch of stuff. Now, the tech lab gives you a bunch of permanent or not so permanent upgrades. So, escape pods will give me money back if I lose a ship. The Blaze of Glory will make my ships explode and do damage. Same thing with that. Seeking plasma countermeasures, that gets rid of missiles, but we don't have to worry about that just yet. There's something to detect cloaked ships, which I definitely want, because seriously, they are really goddamn annoying on this chapter. And there's just a bunch of other stuff as well. A fair few of these don't seem very useful, if you want me to be honest, especially the automated repair bay. Since you can get a ship repaired for like 150 credits, you would need to repair a ship 4 times over for this to be worth anything. This only happens at the end of every mission, so you might eventually save like, I don't know, 300, 400 campaign. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. There's just a bunch of things here. Yeah, repair bay upgrade. I'm definitely going to want to buy that next mission, so... Alright, let's give this a shot. So, you can see that there's a difficulty up there, but it doesn't really seem to matter since there's only like 1 easy and 3 medium missions in this 10-mission campaign for some bloody reason. You can see how many credits you'll get for finishing it, and how many enemies there are, and how prevalent asteroids are going to be, which is... It's sort of a nice warning, I guess, because you can't really do anything about the asteroids no matter what ships you're using, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, away we go. So, this is the Xenoraid, basically. You have control of 4 individual ships, however you can only control 1 at a time. How do you swap between them? You use the face button. So as you can see down there, whatever face button you press will control what ship you bring out. And the idea is that every individual ship has its own cooling meter for things like weapons, but they also have stuff like special weapons and their own health bars. So The idea is you want to be swapping in and out of ships as much as possible in order to save as many resources as you can in order to stay alive. And the idea is you got to be doing this constantly, because not only does, not only does swapping out lets you use another weapon and in case one decides to overheat, but it also serves as a dodge. You actually have invincibility frames while you're dodging by swapping out the ship, which is nice. Every ship has a main weapon, and they also have a sub-weapon. The laser beam ship here has basically what's like a melee laser, or more like Tesla bolt, now I think about it. And the idea is that you get close and something dies. The flechette gun ship, which is basically a shotgun, has a high-powered cannon, which can do massive damage, but you can't aim it. The machine gun ship also has some rockets that it can fire that don't do as much damage as the railgun, which is annoying, but not much you can do about it, really. And of course, some ships are more affected by some weapons, so you definitely want to be swapping in and out of your particular ships. Ow! God, that one stung a bit. You want to be swapping in and out of as many ships as you can possibly can, because being able to pull out the right weapon to take care of the right horde is actually very useful in this game. Except that I appear to be having terrible luck this time around, because seriously, I can't really go anywhere. All these goddamn ships are just swarming my shit. I played this campaign previously, that's why I decided to sell some ships and bring along some different ones instead, because trust me, going through with 3 of these, like, laser fighters is just horrendous. Because there are ships that come along that you just can't deal with. The annoying thing is that every ship can actually turn around and hit you, which is kind of frustrating, honestly, because it just seems unfair, because you can only fire in one direction, and there is a... I already lost a ship. This is going to end great. Let me try that again. So, you can only fire pretty much in one direction. You can fire, like, by altering the angle of movement you're moving at. And that's what the fighter tilting option is on the option screen. So, never turn it off. Because seriously, firing straight up in this game is about as much of a handicap as chopping your own legs off. So, yeah, that's a thing. It's really annoying, because why did that come up mid-level? Fuck off. Alright, that actually hasn't shown up mid-level before. That's a new one. Anyway. So yeah, as I was saying, it is really annoying, because all of these ships are capable of just running for it and firing at you from completely unchallengeable angles sometimes, and all you can really do is dodge. And it honestly feels more unfair than it does in a game like Gradius, for example, where you can only face one direction, like, all the time. And don't ask me why, but it just does. Like, it really does just feel like I'm being screwed over because I can't aim in the right direction to get the right ships. Ships will progress, like, off the bottom of the screen, and then they'll come back up the top, by the way, so... God damn it! They'll go off the bottom of the screen and come back up the top, and when they do that, that means that you will eventually have to kill them. Like, there's no just, like, letting them go. Even though that's exactly what I would like to do, considering I'm literally about to fucking die. This is infuriating. The levels can also happen to be really long, and of course, if you take damage, you have to carry it along with you, more or less. If you have to pay, like, $700 worth of repair bills just to get your fleet back in order, you're gonna have to do that, and that's infuriating. If you have to pay $700 of repair bills, you're not gonna get any upgrades, and if you're not gonna get any upgrades, well, you're kinda screwed. I mean, seriously, look at that. 45, 25, and 5 big ships. This is gonna be fun, isn't it? Right, so I have to repair all my ships, and they sell for absolutely nothing, by the way, so I don't think you can just sell them to exploit the fact that, you're selling off a ship that is about to fall apart. So I need to buy another ship. I'm gonna have to buy What did I lose? I lost the Fletchette ship, didn't I? Yep. Fantastic. So I've just spent all my credits repairing all my ships. I didn't even get any upgrades out of it. And I'm moving straight on to the next mission. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I should have saved money by not buying that cloaking thing. You can see the ships without it, but it's really fucking hard. Alright, here comes the big ships. The big ships have big destructible areas as well, but as you can see, since he's down the bottom half of the screen, I can't get near him, because if I get near him, I'm just going to get shot to pieces. Or just run into him. And that just feels extremely unfair, especially when the AI is kind of designed to do that. Like, it's often designed to do stupid shit, like, well, stupid in the sense that it's unfair, not in the sense that it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Stupid in the sense it's unfair, not in the sense that it's, well, actually stupid. The ship AI is smart enough to know when to dodge down to the bottom of the screen or off the screen. And I know this sounds weird, but there's this one ship that acts like a flamethrower. And it's the most annoying fucking ship in the world, because when you start to hit an enemy with it, they'll immediately start to get out of the way. And when they start to get out of the way, that means you can't hit them, because there's a fucking flamethrower and you can only fire it in one direction. Sure, the flames do, like, damage that, you know, counts upwards over time. Jesus. Sure, the flamethrower is supposed to do, like, damage over time, but it's still infuriating. Mainly because of the idea that they can just, like, get out of the way, and they seem to do it a lot more on the freaking... Ow. Come on, just... Son of a bitch. It's the fact that they know to get out of the way into somewhere they can't hit you. That just sucks in so many ways. I know I'm not using my special weapons much. It's because it is really hard to find a use for your special weapons, because you want to save them for areas you might be in trouble. I'm not very good at that, if you couldn't tell. Combine the fact that the AI is a bitch with the ridiculous amount of bullet spam that can go on sometimes, and the game just feels a lot harder than it really should be. And that's frustrating, really. Because the concept itself is a pretty good one, and when the game isn't bending you over its knee, it's actually a good time. It just feels way more overwhelming than it realistically should be. And I get that's the idea, because they want to push this whole survival idea, you know? Like, keep all your ships alive for as long as humanly possible. Manage your shots so that you don't overheat. And, you know, try and avoid paying massive bills once you get back to the dock. But sometimes you just can't avoid it, especially when asteroids start coming into the picture. The actual levels are set up, well, manually, more or less. It's not a procedurally generated or anything like that. It's just, the levels just work like regular levels. They're not random, they're coded in. So when the asteroids come along and start, like, not being coded, it's not great. These damn bombs, I hate these bombs. What the hell hit me there? Fire off a bunch of rockets and pepper it with that. Yeah, not like it was going to help or anything. There is a boss fight. Would I even be able to show you the boss fight? I don't think I would be. Fair question. At the end of this level, I'll go back and I'll see just... well, there goes one of my ships. At the end of this level, I'll go back and I'll see what the, I'll see if it actually saved my progress on the second campaign or not. If it didn't, that's not a problem. I'll just go play, like, survival. Just for a little bit, anyway. Wow, I actually made it through. That's a new one. Pretty sure this is the mission I died on last time I tried playing this campaign, so I think I'm doing better than before. Alright, so let's pull back. Can I even pull back? Oh, there we go, main menu. Alright, so if I go to play, will it put me back where I was? No, it'll let me go to Mars. Nope, it's started the campaign again. That's unfortunate. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, it's just, you have to do it all in one go. I think I may have just, like, screwed my progress in that third campaign there, but oh well. Let's play Survival, and let's see what Earth has to offer. All of these ones give you different ships and different amounts to start off with. What ships have I got here? The Buranax with a 23mm auto cannon, and, of course, one of the beam ships. So, I can't sell any of them either, so I just have to pick what techs I want. With there are different selection in this. So let's see. Do I want to? What do I want to do? Nope. I'll just keep the. No, back just takes you back here. All right. Let's go back to Earth. Pick the armor tech. And upgrade these ships a little bit. So. Okay, increase the fire rate of the machine gun. Enhance the cartridge. Incendiary ammo? Why not? And an automated targeting system. Alright, I'll take that. Expanded capacitor array, that sounds good. And an energy shield and heat transfer chamber. And I can't select that because it'll put me over the credit limit. So, and there's no tech that I can get for 100 credits, so let's go. And there are high scoreboards, or at least I bloody hope there are. Alright, so. I haven't actually played this mode, but, I mean, pretty easy to guess what it actually is. So, there you go. Here come the asteroids. There are other ships, like you do get a big ship with an EMP blast that'll just kill everything. And you do have a, damn it. You do have a brain working me here. A grenade launcher ship that also has a nuclear bomb. It's a stupidly powerful ship, but it's also the slowest ship you've got in the fleet. And there is one ship that I haven't seen yet that, in fact, it's probably this one actually. Yeah, it's probably this ship. This is the one that I haven't seen yet. So. All the different ships are different. That's a wonderful way of putting it, mate. But yeah, all the ships are different, and they do play differently, and they do all lend themselves to a nice thing. They do all lend themselves to a nice sort of team synergy thing going on. Now, this is a dick of a ship. Look at the way this thing can move. Better swap out. It's a good concept, and it's a fun game when you're not being absolutely screwed over by it. Like, there's a cloak guy here now. Apparently, we've got cloaks. That's great. I can see him just barely, but I'm not going to get the chance to bloody hit him, because I'm being surrounded by everything else. And here come the freaking asteroids, which don't give me much room to maneuver. I mean, I can, like, just dodge through them using this thing, but... Dodge that. But that still doesn't help me out very much when I can only fire in what's basically one direction, which is not great. Also of note, they do tend to talk a lot down the bottom left corner. Well, actually, not really. Not in the worst sense of the word, but it's enough to get annoying. Especially when you have to look down the bottom left in order to actually see what the hell they're talking about. Only to get shot because your attention was focused too far away from the actual battlefield for a while. Just fire up there, do a bit of damage. At least the only enemies that can actually fire at you that are enemies that are, like, not near the edge of the screen. Like, when they get close to the edge of the screen, like, not even out of sight, at the edge of the screen. When they're at the edge of the screen, they stop firing. They don't fire, which is kind of nice. Performance isn't fantastic. Like, it can drop in frames a bit, especially when a lot of bullets start showing up, which isn't great, because in a game like this, where you want as much accuracy as humanly possible, having the frame rate drop on you at random isn't great. Especially when the frame rate seems to be unlocked in the sense that it doesn't have a maximum thing that just maxes out at. It doesn't have a maximum actual frame rate, so it'll start moving really slowly for, not really slowly, it'll start moving really smoothly for a couple of seconds, and then it'll just slow right back down again, and it's really disorientating when that happens, especially if you're not so much a seasoned shoot-'em-up player, but if you're used to, like, a consistent frame rate. In games like Darius Burst, for example, but in this game, it's just, there goes my ship. This targeting upgrade thing would have been a great idea for my run through of the campaign level. At least it looks kind of nice, but my main gripe with the way it looks is that, I mean, the ships and all that are all fine, but the bullets all look exactly the same, even the ones that can do massive amounts of damage to you, and that's kind of annoying. There are bullets that can just do massive amounts of damage, but see, you can barely tell them apart, except for, like, what color they're trailing, which is annoying as shit. It's just a bunch of little things, really. I mean, the makeup of that campaign that I was playing just a few minutes earlier, where it was like 3 hard missions, then another hard mission, then a medium mission, an easy mission, and a hard mission, or something like that, where it's like, it puts you through 3 hard missions first. It's like, what the hell are they trying to pull? Seriously, what exactly are they going for there? I have no idea. Just avoid. Avoid again. Get away from me, you stupid missile. And of course, there's one right there, and the ship's gonna die a horrible death in a few seconds. Swap out to this thing again. Ow. This thing's falling apart. You aren't kidding, mate. Apparently I've managed to take 0 damage with this. Open my mouth. Open my mouth. Open my fat mouth just once, and that happens. Where the hell is that missile going? Bye, missile. Thanks. Did nothing, you son of a bitch. There, you die now. Whoop, that ship's dead. Dang, that's screw it. I'll just die. Bang. Bang. Oh, you're looking for things to run into, and they just... See, like, they just turn tail and run. I really don't know why they do that. It's weird. There we go. Now I'm dead. Yep, there's the high score table. But I've been signed out from PSM, but nobody will have been playing this yet anyway, so it's not like it matters. Got to say, does the first survival... Yes, it does, alright. Just for the purpose of demonstration, I'll show you what these other ships look like, and I'll tell you what my... Excuse me. I'll tell you what my full opinion is of this. It's a fun enough game, it's just... The combination of not being able to fire behind you and the ships being able to get behind you and fire behind you is a massive pain in the neck. And it really does just suck. It really does. Massive pain to deal with. when it isn't screwing you over like crazy, it's actually fun. And, you know, it's got good design, it's got good ideas behind it. The swarms are different enough that swapping out your individual ships is actually a good idea, and the idea of like going through a campaign where you have to pick the right upgrades to survive is an alright one. This is what the flamethrower ship looks like. The annoying thing about the flamethrower ship is that it can barely fire without the upgrade that gives it like double of the flamethrower stock. That's hard to pronounce. But it also does have an EMP bomb, which if I can actually hit something with it, so it just stops them in their tracks for a bit. But again, it's also quite useless to them. It's also quite useless because without the upgrade, it barely freezes them for long enough to actually get your flamethrower to do decent damage, at least not to the large ships. But when you get this thing with the large ship, when you get this thing with the better EMP and better flamethrower, does massive damage to pretty much anything you want it to. But yeah, Xenoraid's alright. If you're alright with difficult games and you feel like a challenge, well, come have a look at it. Otherwise, you probably want to stay away. Or at least give it a little bit of thought. This will be, this should be $10, and it is cross-buy with the PS4 version, because I did get the PS4 version when I redeemed this Vita copy, so there you go. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.